hello. Oh. Yes. Technical. Didn't want to load for some reason. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. It's quite a somber game that we watched. Let me bring it on board. It's quite a somber game we watched. Listen, I need to stay consistent. I said the first 5 games mean nothing after we beat Wolves 4-0. I must say the same about this game. But surely there are things to be learned. Simply have to be things to be learned from this display. It was bad. It really was bad. So let's just get started. Let's not waffle on too much longer. Let's just get into this. Now, the starting 11. Take out Nunez, and you've got... or take out Lewis for the Nunez, and you've got starting 11 I would have played. That's about all I can say here. Aït-Nouri. We were playing well at the start of the game. Aït-Nouri was playing well, I think. He was playing balls forward. He was getting us to move. There was some problems with Curtis behind him. But Aït-Nouri was defending well too. I think Aït-Nouri was one of our better players. He was a fullback. We had a fullback. Unlucky injury. And you lose a player who's very important there very early. And your replacement is Ake. No offense to Ake, but he's barely played. He's barely match fit. I don't think Ake was a big problem either, though. But I'll get to that. Aït-Nouri. It's difficult to rate someone who only played 23 minutes. I'm not gonna bother going through this. I'll give him a 8 out of 10. I think Aït-Nouri was very good in the 20 minutes he played. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. We'll talk about Trafford last, by the way. Diaz, who was actually captain for the game, I've just noticed. I don't like him being captain. I don't think he embodies what a captain should be. I just don't think that's his game. He didn't do anything. He really didn't do anything. We played this offside trap, which just does not suit us. I mean, it just doesn't work, should I say. Fuck suiting anyone. Offside traps has never won anyone a league title. Never. In the history of football. We play an offside trap to accommodate how slow Ruben Diaz is. Solution is, you play Husanov. Ruben Diaz is slow, accommodate him with Husanov. Play John Stones. And I think with centre backs you need to talk in pairs. John Stones... Oh, he completed 70 passes, by the way, great. Great defender. But always injured. Okay, he survived this game without injury. But he's mostly injured. He's not as quick as he used to be. It's not match fit. I feel like if we had Husanov here, Diaz would have looked better for it. But, nah. Both centre-backs went a bit missing at times. Which I think is unfortunate. So, I'll give them a collective 5 out of 10, if I'm being generous. Spurs for real owners. We stink, bro. We stink. Big up to Liam, by the way, for the rates. Jokers. Stinker and hooked, absolutely. City went full Spursy, just like Al Nassr in the cup final. That's City against Spurs. We get cooked by Spurs on a regular. I'm kind of getting tired of getting cooked by Spurs on a regular. There were so many ways to prevent this, and one of them is just plain old, the player's not playing well, but if I'm being for real here, Diaz and Stones were bad because of what Pep gave them to play with or to play as. I don't think Diaz or Stones are really to blame here. I think Stones should have not played, should have been Husanov. That should be a lesson learned now. Offside trap doesn't work. Get Husanov in there, get pace in there, get your defense just sterling, and get Matheus Nunez at right back, because We're not going to buy a right back. Okay, fine. It's too late now. You fucked it up. You fucked it up by not signing a right back. Earlier I named 9 right backs in my watch along that we could have signed. In fact, I'll go through them again. Matty Cash, Ola Aina, Jack Hinsselwood, Ben White, Tariq Lamptey, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Jet Spence, Kijana Hoover, and Tino Livramento. We could have signed any one of those 9 and we would have been better today for it. And I've watched most of those players. I've not really watched Tariq Lamptey, to be fair, but I hear he's playing really well. And Kijana Hoover played very well in League 1. All of those 9 right backs, homegrown. We could have had one of them. And that would have improved us. On a tactical level. You no longer have to play that offside trap. First goal doesn't happen. You no longer concede goals at the far post the way we have been conceding goals at the far post for 2 years straight now. And that's how we conceded the first goal. And then, I think the second goal just comes out of pure head loss after the first goal. I think first goal, we have a bit of head loss. Stupid pass in our own 16 yards box. Palinha scores. So, defensively, yeah. It's not the correct players. It's not the correct players in the correct positions. Lewis is not a right back. He's not a defender. He's a midfielder. And if he is a defender, he's a piss poor one. John Stones, Diaz is too slow. Stones is not as quick as he used to be. Nuri is one player I think that was correct in that defense, and he got injured pretty soon. So, I'm giving a 4 out of 10 to Rico Lewis, if I'm being honest. That's nothing against Lewis, but he's not a right back. He's just not. And when you've got 4, 5 out of 10 from your defense, and okay, I gave Nuri an 8 out of 10, but what does it matter? He's gone off injured after 8 out of 10, should I say. He's gone off injured. What does it matter? Did you see Asian Cup final? I did not. Locked up from scoring at home again. Yeah, at home. Can't even score at home, isn't it? Al Nassr bottled it. That's what Al Nassr do, that's what Spurs do, that's what we do recently. Let me ban this twat. Voila. Bye-bye. Yeah, just terrible. They will use almost all of their men to get behind the ball. They should. If they're not gonna give them problems, why bother attacking? If you're winning 2-0, why bother going forwards? Oh, but they play a deep block. Okay, stop them from doing that. We didn't stop them from playing a deep block. We allowed it. I don't get... Oh, they played a deep block. Yes, because they could. You should not be able to play a deep block 90 minutes. You should be dead tired after 20 minutes. We were dead tired after 20 minutes. They were banging after the 90 minutes. They were still running. That's on us. That's because we're too slow. That's because we're too imprecise. That's because there's too little goal threat. It's that simple. Gonzalez. I actually think he played a good game. But I think Gonzalez had to run all over the pitch. Gonzalez was up the pitch at one point, almost inside the box, and then all the way back in our own box. That's what Gonzalez does. Especially not 90 minutes straight, just boom, boom, boom. That's not his game. Gonzalez was trying to pick up the slack for our poor defense. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that our midfield should suffer for how abysmal our defense really is. But that's what happened. And I'm gonna give Gonzalez a low rating because he did not make a positive impact. Even though it's not entirely his fault, it is what happened. He didn't make a positive impact. So Gonzalez, I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10. Maybe I'm being generous with that, but I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I just feel like he's trying to stop the transitions, but that's where it ends. I hope so. Do you think Brennan Johnson's goal is valid? It was valid. It was onside. This ref is so stupid. Yeah, he sucked, but we got most of the advantage from that, to be fair. Guys, did Edison get his farewell? Big up, I'm so pissed, bro. I'm also pissed, bro. It's a bad loss. It's a really, really bad loss. A really bad one. It's a toothless loss. We look toothless at our own gaff again. The Etihad used to be a fortress. Now it's a fucking all-you-can-eat buffet. How hungry are you? You feeling like 2 goals? You feeling like 5 goals? You feeling like 25 goals? Maybe we'll see it at some point this season. But this defense is abysmal. When US midfielders have to pick up that defense, that's not gonna work. And against Wolves you don't notice, because Wolves have no tools. Spurs have tools. Spurs have tools, they go for it, they hurt us, and you can see that we're hurting. You can see the way we play, we hurt. Defensive football and attacking football is the same thing when you really think about it. And you have to defend all the time, you can't go forwards. It's simple. So you can't use that superior attack when you're constantly having to defend. Tottenham had, I believe, 60% of the ball in the second half. Diabolical. Diabolical. On the counter, so weak, we all knew. And Gonzalez was trying to stop these counters from happening. But he was a one-man army there, running from one place to another place and trying to do everything. And in the end, when you're trying to do everything, you do nothing right. This is the #1 lesson here about doing everything. When you try to do everything on your own, you will do nothing correct. That is the biggest lesson about trying to do everything. And that's what you have to do as Nico Gonzalez and Reinders when you cannot trust your defense. When you cannot trust your defense, you as midfielders have to pick up the slack, stay current. It's unfair to expect them to, while also battling a very good midfield there with Balinia, Bentancur and Sarr, who was a bit poor, but still a very good midfield there. Doesn't work. Reinders. I think there's a few times where he just ran, and waited too long to pass the ball. Hey, Reinders, when Haaland is in front of you, Haaland is making a run. Pass the ball. And too many moments where he was trying to be slick and like flick on a ball where he could have just passed it, just given a simple pass or stuff like that. We got Brighton away next and we might get stung very well there. We might very well get stung there. But Tijani Reinders, I don't think he played a good game. I really think he was weak. He took much too long to pass the ball forwards. He was running around often like a headless chicken. He had that one moment on the edge of the area where the ball came back to him. Should have just shot. Tried to flick it into the box for I don't know who. Tijani Reinders is trying to build up a highlights reel here this game. But we didn't need a highlights reel, we needed a goal. He didn't provide us a goal. He didn't provide us control. He didn't provide us forwards momentum even. He didn't provide an assist. He didn't provide the ball forwards. He provided nothing. Truly, he provided nothing. Even defensively, I don't think he was that good. I'd like to see some statistics. Yeah, there you go. 1 defensive contribution. Didn't do much, did he? Meanwhile, if you look at Ruben Diaz, whenever the ball is cleared, Ruben Diaz goes, collects the ball, gets us back moving again. At least Ruben Diaz is doing something. Reinders, he isn't. I don't know. I hope he did. I want him to fuck off because he's dog shit. Just like that, no open play goals. Rolling today. Not for the Man City at least. What the fuck was Pep thinking with the subs, by the way? I mean, we'll get there in a moment, but the substitutes were stupid. Just stupid. He should have brought on Matthijs Nunes and Gustinov, I think. Get that defense sorted so you can go forwards without doubling your midfield. Get O'Reilly on. And then you can bring on Foden. And I don't know who else you want to bring on from there on out. It depends on how the game goes, but we needed to fix that defense up first so we could go forwards comfortably. Didn't do that. Big up Liam, big up. It's a playground. The Etihad is a absolutely. The Etihad is a playground nowadays. A lot of teams go to the Etihad with full confidence that they can win. And Thomas Frank always sets up well against us. We know that. What did we do? Walked straight into Thomas Frank's trap. I mean, come on. It's becoming it would be a comedy if it wasn't so sad, honestly. Did Ederson get his farewell? Yeah, I've not seen anything about that. I said 3-1 win City. True. Whenever I get positive, I get punished. Whenever I get positive, I get punished. I said a 3-1 win to City as well. And I got punished for my positivity. So people tell me, hey, be positive. I predict a good Man City win. It's a terrible loss. What is it to be positive about right now? I don't know. I don't know. Each time, the past year has been diabolical. And the fan base, that's gonna be the worst part about this. The fan base is gonna lose their head again. They're going to go after the players that didn't do anything wrong because Pep played them wrong. They're gonna defend Pep because Pep is the holy greatest manager of all time who can't figure out how to solve the problem of not having a right back with 200 fucking million pounds. In fact, more than 200 million pounds, he had 400 million pounds. I hope he's leaving. I really hope he's leaving. Get Donnarumma in this net right now, and he might stop that first one. He might, but that's difficult, to be fair, to stop. He would not give away that second one. But that just papers over the cracks. You're not fixing the systematic issues. The issues of why is Ruben Diaz playing an offside trap? He's slow as fuck. The issues of why don't we have a right back after 400 million pounds spent with top priority being a right back each fucking window since Walker got washed. Pep can't beat a Big Six team to save his life. It's not just Big Six teams. We're losing a lot of games that we should not be losing. We will lose a lot of games next season, this season, whatever you call it. We're gonna lose a lot of games this season because we play like this. Because we play a high line with slow centre backs. We don't bring a fast right back to accommodate. You think John Stones and Diaz are great? Great for you. At the very least, cover their weakness. Every single player in the history of football has had weaknesses. That's a fact. You know, let's go through some great players of the past. Lionel Messi, his weakness, he was short, not very physical. How did Barcelona accommodate that? They gave him tall, physical strikers. Eto'o, Ibrahimovic when he first came through. Thierry Henry, who played on the wing when he played the false nine. Which meant that he actually came deeper and they became more advanced. They gave him Suarez. Messi has weaknesses. Barcelona recognized the weakness. They get someone to accommodate for Messi's weakness so they can maximize Messi. That's football. Cristiano Ronaldo has weaknesses. When you don't give him the ball, he's useless. Off the ball, gonna make a run here or there, but generally, when he's not on the ball, he's useless. Solution? You get Casemiro, work rate in that midfield. You get someone else, a Bale, a Benzema, a whoever, to bring the ball to Ronaldo. He's gonna score the goals. Every player in the history of football has had a weakness. When you don't want to acknowledge those weaknesses, you set yourself up for failure. Here's a fact. John Stones is slow. He's old, slow, not what he used to be. Diaz has always been slow. That is their weakness. As brilliant as they are defensively, going forward in Stone's case, they are slow. You need to accommodate that weakness. When you do not accommodate that weakness, you play a high line and you play an offside trap in an attempt to accommodate that. But one mistake, they are in, they will score. Exactly what happened. 1-0 Brennan Johnson. That's a problem. That's a problem. I meant the opposite. Please tell me, Ederson is off. Every time City play a big team, they fucking choke. Not just when we play big teams, though. Pep has to bring a solution. Doku fans on Twitter are wild. Absolutely wild. Going in on Marmouche, acting like their boy is Mr. Perfect. Doku was the worst player on the pitch today. I'm sorry, if you're a Doku fan, he is, honest to God, the worst winger to ever be in the Premier League at this point. He's so stupid. Honest to God, he makes my blood boil. This guy has the intelligence of a fucking goat. And I'm not talking a fucking goat greatest of all time, I'm talking a fucking sheep. This guy is stupid. You compare Doku, yeah, to Eze? It's night and day. I would love to have Eze. Such an intelligent footballer. Then you look at Doku, bro. Stupid. Blatantly stupid. Nothing he ever does on the pitch will ever get me excited, because I know he's gonna walk the ball out of play, he's gonna board it off for a corner, or he's gonna just lose the ball after dribbling past 5 players and running into nowhere. Nothing he does is useful. He's the worst player I've seen in years at Man City. He's the worst winger I've ever seen play for Belgium. And I'm a Belgian. He's terrible. I can't stand people still defending this guy. Doku came off the bench and was the worst player on the pitch. You know how shit you have to be to play against tired legs and still be the worst player on the pitch? Diabolical. He kept running the ball out of play. I don't get it. Ederson still leave. Liam, he wants an answer. Rangers, absolutely terrible. Horrible. Honestly, horrible, sorry. Yeah. Rangers wasn't good today either. Maybe it would have been better if this or that, maybe change something in midfield. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you improve him there. He had a stinker. Maybe it's just a bad game. Maybe it's just that. I don't know. I mean, I knew that after we won the Centurions. I don't care about going Centurion. I don't care about winning trebles, because that's not gonna happen again. That's something you do once in your history. Okay, Barcelona did it twice. Ajax only won treble. Celtic only won treble. Man United only won treble. Real Madrid, no trebles. These are not things you repeat. I know that. I was not expecting to go win another treble after we won the treble. I was not expecting to win another Centurion after going Centurion, or to go domestic treble again after domestic treble. These things are not happening. But win titles, win games at home, looking like more than a fucking bunch of wet raccoons. We look pathetic at our own home again. Teams are not scared to go to the Etihad anymore. It's that plain and simple. They have no reason to fear us. You give the ball to Trafford, he will give it back to you. You just play a long ball over this defense that is slow as fuck and get a quick attacker, you're gonna get chances. No reason to fear the Etihad. Simply isn't. Emi Martinez stinker and hooked apparently. 2-0 Brentford against Aston Villa. Oh, let me see how Brentford is doing at the very least. Has my boy Igor scored yet? He is on the pitch. Why is this always so slow? Brentford, Aston Villa, football. Who scored the 2-0? Thiago dropping a stinker right now, according to this. Thiago will score at the Etihad, by the way. If everyone looks terrible, it's the manager's fault. Yeah. Can't blame Lilo anymore. Oh yeah, now it's all Rangers and nothing to do with Pep, eh? I mean, yeah, if you're gonna put it that way, you're right. You're absolutely right. Is it 2-0 Brentford, or did that goal get disallowed? Because yeah, it's half time here. I guess it's 1-0 Brentford. If everyone is bad, it's on the manager. Everyone was bad. Everyone was bad last season. Can't all be Lilo's fault, for sure. And I mean, people won't talk about Pep. I'm gonna talk about Pep in a second. We'll get there when I get there. Sick of Diaz. It's not Diaz's fault though, is it? Diaz is winning the ball up high up the pitch every clearance. You need to pay attention to this. When Tottenham make a clearance, Diaz wins the ball back. He allows us to keep going again. He does this all the time. When we're deep in our own box, he's standing on his feet, he's defending, he's hard, he's stopping them from getting shots, he's stopping them from creating chances, he's taking defenders out or attackers out of games. But on a counter, I will beat Diaz on a counter. Why? Am I a better footballer? No. Am I stronger? No. But you know what I am? I'm faster. I'm very fast. I don't care how shit I am at football, I'm very fast. I will blitz past Diaz. And if I can do that, you bet there will be professional athletes who can do that, who have a better first touch than me, who have a better shots than me, who will take advantage of Diaz being there. And we don't cover that weakness of his. Every player has a weakness. I'm gonna keep repeating this until we see a magical solution fall out of the air. Every player has a weakness. Accommodate their weaknesses. It's basics. This is the basics of management. Pep cannot do the basics of management. Categorically, he's failing. Categorically. Failing at the basics of football management. When you're failing at the basics, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Oh, sorry. Didn't Ruben Diaz renew his contract? Diaz did renew his contract. O'Reilly for Aitz-Nouri. I agree. O'Reilly, I think Aki played well. To be fair to him, I think Aki played well. But I think O'Reilly gives you a goal. Whereas Aki doesn't. So I think that's what O'Reilly brings that we lacked. And O'Reilly has a bit more pace and youth on him to get back. So I agree. I would have not minded if he brought on Aki for Aitz-Nouri and then brought on O'Reilly in midfield. I would have not minded. But the fact that he was on the bench all game, shocking. They're winning without him. I rated you, well, I think it went through. Yeah, it went through. Big up for the rate. Big up for the rate. That was a worse performance than the 4-0. I don't care what any of you say. The 4-0, we played well in patches. And had 23 shots. Yeah. Pull up the tactical board. I'll pull up the tactical board in a minute. As I continue reading chat here. Hello, good game. An incredible game for Tottenham Hotspur. They were brilliant tactically. Tottenham Hotspur. This is wrong board. Fuck's sake, I've not prepared a board for this season. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna have to do that after this stream. There you go. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, Ahmed. They're all going after Marmoush. He's not a left winger. I don't think that's a problem here. I don't think that's a problem at all. I think the problem is how we played. I think Marmoush can be just fine on the left wing. I don't think that's a problem at all. Let's go back to the players here. All the Doku fans abusing and attacking Marmoush, they are buzzing today. Yeah, but their player was the worst on the pitch, so... Unfortunately, big up to him, by the way. Unfortunately, utter woke nonsense drama back. Why do City fans not want Donnarumma? Hey! Hey, you know what it is, yeah? What do they call this? It's masochism. That's the word. You know how some people... It's like BDSM. Some people like to be put in the dressing room and like to be spanked up and like to be tortured. This is BDSM, bro. Some people going mad in their heads. This is what I call mental illness. It's when you're a masochist, yeah? You're mentally ill. When you're mentally ill, you don't want a better goalkeeper. I'm not saying that people who don't want Donnarumma are mentally ill, but people who are saying Donnarumma is a terrible decision, tell me that after this game. how they set up their high line right away for most of the time. It doesn't get exposed. Because it's completely different. They have quick defenders. They have fullbacks. They have fullbacks on both sides. They've got quick centre backs. Or at least they always have at least one quick centre back. And they don't play an offside trap. Are you retarded? I'm sorry, are you retarded? Or are you joking? I can't tell. Alf, look at Joshua MC. I don't care about him. I swear to God, you guys were the biggest winners, and now you're the biggest losers so far this week. I mean, it's only first game of today, of Saturday, to be fair. Both sides are crap. It was just rubbish. I agree. Every time Man City have a 10 out of 10 performance, then the next game they lose. You know what it is, yeah? Against Wolves, we played the same system. Okay, Silva played, but we played the same system. And we didn't get exposed because Wolves didn't have anyone going forward to threaten us. When you play against someone who does have good players to go forward and threaten you, you don't always play these fuck the defense type of football systems. Doesn't always work. Second goal got disallowed, okay. Why the fuck are the centre backs letting ball bounce? Annoying. Bro. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, you know why? Because there's no coordination. No coordination in that defense. I'll swear it down. Diaz should not be captain. Diaz is a great player, but when he's captain, he's not focusing. It's like he's trying to instruct everyone else, and he's not focusing on himself. Now Diaz is looking at everyone else except himself. Ball comes, he lets it bounce because he's not focusing. Or John Stones, the ball comes to John Stones, and Diaz is gonna shout stuff, and Stones will not know what Diaz wants. He'll let the ball bounce. That's why we're letting the ball bounce, I think. Very quick. Yes, Spurs were very quick on the counter. We were very slow. Absolutely, I agree. That's what I said earlier. We are too slow. When a team plays in deep blocks, you need to put energy into it. You need to put pressure. When a team goes in a deep block, don't start crying, oh, they played on a deep block. Stop that crying. Go put pressure on them. Force them to play in an expansive way. Make them regret retreating into their shell. That is not what Man City do. You know how you force teams to go out of their shell? It's by high intensity. All over the pitch. High intensity. Break them. To try to cut inside from the wings or try to cross it. Try to do something. Have variety. Don't be monotone. Have multiple alleys of attack. One time down the right winger, you'll cut inside. One time from the right winger, you'll go wide. One time the fullback will overlap. All on the right wings. 3 different ways to attack on the right wing. Now on the left wing, you've got more options to attack. Maybe a shot from distance once in a while on the edge of the area. Chip some balls into the box from midfield. You need different styles to attack. When you just attack in the same way over and over and over, yeah, it's gonna be easy to sit in your box and to sit in a deep block and say, fuck you, you're not gonna score. And we're not. And we didn't. At home, at the Etihad, with a defense that I think, player for player, is the best in the league. By the way, Tottenham was pissing goals last season, by the way. This team is just pissing me off. I agree. Put Foden instead of Marmoush and Rodri instead of Nico. Oh, wait. Let me go here. Foden instead of Marmoush. Okay. Foden and Rodri instead of Nico. I wouldn't have started Rodri personally because I'm worried about his injury. I get it. Nico O'Reilly for Ait-Nouri and Nunez for Rico. That's mental. I mean, Nunez, I agree with. But Ait-Nouri didn't do anything wrong. That's the only thing Nuri did wrong is getting injured, basically. What is Nunez's back number? Matthijs. Well, what number does he wear? 27, right? Yeah. 27, there you go. I don't know his number out of the back of my head. So I guess it's Nuri replaced by O'Reilly. Sure, that makes sense. Oops. So we've got something like this then. Yeah, sure, I agree with this. But then I still think this is a problem here with Stones. I think Stones is a problem because this is still too slow. This is still too slow here in defense. I will bring on then Husanov. Remember that we signed this guy? I don't know his back number either. Husanov. Yeah, we signed that guy. We're not gonna use him though. We signed him. We're not gonna use him. He is just sitting here. We could have played him today. We didn't. And Tijani, who I think dropped a wholesale stinker today. Personally. We've got Haaland, and then on the right we had Bob, who I think was okay, but he was out only alley of attack all game. He was out only alley of attack, which makes us incredibly ineffective. Let's get to Shetty now, who I think dropped an absolute stinker. I think you sets the rest of the team up better. Shetty can shine more. Sure. Shetty was struggling with how the team was set up, and it's not entirely his fault the way things went. But get fuck all. When I see a generational player, I expect you go into games with your team is shit, take it by the scruff, and be the guy. He was not the guy. He was nowhere near being that guy for us. Cherky was missing. His crosses were bad, his balls into box were bad, his balls forwards were bad. Everything was bad. His first touches were just baggy sometimes. And I think it's because he's running from one side of the pitch to the other side, to be fair to him, but he was bad. He was really, really bad. I'll give him a 3 out of 10. And that's me being generous here, not 3 out of 10. He was abysmal for us today. Yeah, some people is just weird though, linked with Rodrigo and Donnarumma and still moaning. They think they know everything. This isn't Football Manager. I don't like this. The fuck do you mean this isn't Football Manager? Like, people will say this isn't Football Manager and tell me you can't sign everyone you want. And then other people will say this isn't Football Manager, you can't get your academy. People use that to just mean whatever they want it to mean. It doesn't really mean anything. I fucking hate my life. But calm down. We're all a bit emotional, but calm down. Let's do this. Breathe in. Hold 6 seconds. Breathe out. Do that a few times and then you'll be fine. Please, can we just get Donnarumma? No, Eriksson in goal next week. Newcastle 4-0, win. Next game, Real Madrid 3-1 loss. What? Real Madrid lose. Real Madrid play today. Oh, they're playing today against Oviedo. And Newcastle. When do we play Newcastle? We play Newcastle in November. Okay, we've got a little bit of time to improve before then. Oh, you're going. Oh, you're going about games in the past. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We get one good game, we don't build of it, we get worse. Consistently. One good game, immediate stinker. At least we've got some time. We've got 3 games to figure it out and then go in for the full season. But yeah. Do you think some players look nervous today? I mean, yeah. I think when you're losing 2-0, you're always gonna have some nervous players. I think when you're playing against Spurs and your first home game and Ajax Nuri goes off injured, you're gonna be a bit nervous, which was the case with Trafford, I think. Rangers was playing a poor game and I think it got to him. I think a few players did look nervous, but that's no excuse. Should we have kept... No. We shouldn't have kept McAtee. He's shit. He's injured, right, Nuri? Possibly out. Husnov. Yeah, I agree with Husnov. Husnov hit for Stones. I think that makes Diaz a lot more useful. Because now you can have Diaz up here doing all the great stuff and in the box doing all this great stuff. And Husnov can just handle this area over here. And we don't concede the first goal, if we have that, for the starters. Even if the chance we concede, which we wouldn't because of Husnov, Nunez would still cover it, I think. I think this is a much better lineup, and when you can defend better, you can attack better. Jetki was dropping deep, which I don't think was necessary. Should have been Rangers who drops deep, not him. I agree. I don't think it's Shetty's fault that he dropped a stinker. I think he was used in a way that he shouldn't have been used. But he did drop a stinker. That's the fact of it. He didn't do enough. And he played too many balls that were just not good enough. And he didn't chip balls into the box and I was expecting him to. Even going forwards, he was poor. They say we shouldn't sign Rodrigo because he played like Marmoush, which isn't true. I don't want Rodrigo because it means we won't get a right back. We need a right back. If you go get Rodrigo and Donnarumma and a right back, chilling. But, oh my god. Sign a right back. Sign a right back. That solves so many of our issues. Like, 50% of the issues at this club are solved in just overnight by getting a right back. It's actually pathetic how we have spent £400 million and still not bought our number one priority, which is a right back. And if people tell me there's no quality right back out there, I've listed 9 right backs who were available, all homegrown, who have played good seasons either on loan to Ligue 1, Tarek Lamptey and Gitiana Hoover, or in the Premier League, or even in the under-21 Euros. I have listed right backs galore. There are right backs that we can buy. There are right backs we can buy, even if it's for 1 season. If it's for 1 season, get that right back, get Matty Cash, 1 season, here's an improvement on what we have, and then next season when the market is better, go buy a good right back. Now Matty Cash can be a bench player. That's how you improve. But no, you buy nobody, and now you're left without a right back, and shocker, where you need a right back, the far post, where we've been targeted for 2 years, we concede the first goal. Shocker! I'm shocked, really. I am talking about when Man City have 10 out of 10 performances, next game they lose. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Inside forward was a role in Football Manager, but it's obvious that Rodrigo and Marmoush have different attributes. I mean, listen, Rodrigo and Marmoush can both play in a lot of different ways. I like them both. Does Rodrigo improve us? Yes, he improves us. I don't think he fixes the problem. We have a lot of problems. I don't think Rodrigo solves any of them. I think he improves us. I think he's a great player. But how is Rodrigo going to solve the problem of us not having a right back? Of our defense being slow? Of the ball coming slow into the wings? Maybe the one problem he can solve is a lack of adequate crossing? I guess. So he solves one problem? Sure. I don't mind getting him, but I don't think he's our priority. We have gotten everyone except our priority. I saw this post in Twitter saying Donnarumma isn't Ederson. You lot got to understand, but him today we don't beat Spurs. Team press his feet aren't that good as Trafford. Yeah, that aged well, didn't it? Donnarumma is twice the goalkeeper Ederson is right now. I don't think that's for arguing. And people who do argue that, a bit weird. I don't think we are looking for the right back. Yeah, I know. We're not. But we should. We really should. There's Vanderson, by the way. Oh, no quality right backs. Go by Vanderson. Go by Says. Go by anyone. Anyone. I'm not sure proper lane back is about is going to any of our players. I don't know. I really don't know. Remove Diaz for Husnov, flawed captain, by the way. Silva, oh my days, horrific. Agree with the second part, I don't agree with the first part. I think if you have Stones out for Husnov, this is a very good back forward, I think. Now you have to give the captaincy to Haaland. You let Haaland be the captain. You let Haaland make the decisions. I think Diaz, when he's focused on anything but himself, is a problem. I think Haaland doesn't touch the ball a lot anyways. He sometimes needs to dictate players to get the ball to him. I think he sometimes needs that. So I think Haaland will be a great captain. For not only his own productivity, but for the team in general. I think he's got great mentality. And I think it just takes it away from Diaz as well, who's a forward captain. And I think Husnov and Diaz together play fine. But this is possible, sure, I guess it will be this. But I prefer this. I personally prefer this. And yeah, either of that is better than just making the same mistake over and over, which is what we're doing right now. Will Ederson leave? I don't think so. We're taking too long. Rico Lewis can't play for City. Just isn't possible. He's not good enough. I think I gave him a 4 in my play rating. Just not good enough. Unlike his friend here, who is very good. Who we'll talk about in a second. Would love Anderson. I think most of us would. Bob. Only player on that whole pitch trying to make something happen. Big up to Bob. Big up to Bob. Only player on that pitch that I will give a good rating, other than Ait Nouri, who got injured. I don't know what I should give Bob, because I think there are a few moments where he could have done better. But then I'm being very strict, and he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist, he didn't get us over the line. But I think he got us in possessions. Got Haaland a ball, where Haaland should have maybe got it back better for Jerky, where if we scored that goal, maybe we're off and running again. I think Bob got a few balls into the box, he got a few crosses, and he actually did something. Which is more to say than any of the other players, bar Ait Nouri. He got a lot of fouls as well. I think sometimes he was making poor decisions. I think sometimes he was running into 3 players and he could have made the ball off to Shetki for a cross. But overall, I think he was the only positive contribution to the game over the full period of the game. So I'll give Bob an 8 out of 10. Bob was the only player all game that gave us an attacking threat, or at least until he got taken off. The one cross he got to Haaland, I think was a bit too steep of a drop for Haaland, so couldn't get a good header on it. But, I mean, I'm talking about Haaland now. I think for the other part, he got a ball to, was it Reinders, on the edge of the area. Instead of shooting, he just did a weird flick and lost the ball. So, Bob actually could have gotten an assist there. He should have had 1.5 assists, if you get what I mean. And then, lastly, big man. Donnarumma might not be as good as Ederson on the ball, but I bet he would actually save the first goal with his massive body on the net. I agree, he would. Also, he has experience over Trafford. Absolutely. I agree. If we had Yumaba and Gvardiol in a centre-back pairing, we would have the best centre-back pairing in the league. Now get a right-back. I guess you just play Husnov as right-back though, don't you? Yeah, so you get Gvardiol, Diaz, Husnov. Best defense in the league. But instead, Gvardiol, Yumaba, Husnov, best defense in the league. Instead, Gvardiol is injured. Yumaba is on loan. Husnov is on the bench. Great, lovely. Love that. Let's continue losing 2-0 at home. Foden looks good on that cameo. I agree. I'll talk about Haaland first and then I'll get to the substitutes. Haaland had the least touches. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. He had one shot on target, that's it. Big chances missed. I'm not sure what chance that is. I guess it must be the... I guess it's the cross from the free kick that he had it wide. Yeah, he should have that better. I think that one he should have scored. The cross from Bob, I think, was too difficult. I think the ball was just falling wrong. But the cross from the free kick, I can't remember who took it. I think it might have been Rangers. He should have scored that. He really should have. His headers are poor. Come on. For someone who's so tall, learn how to head a ball properly. Like, come on. But the chance he made, by the way, the chance he created for Marmoush, incredible chance. That Marmoush missed that. Oh my days. But I think Haaland did the best with what he got. But again, he didn't get a lot. Apparently, for a while now, Haaland has not been getting any chances, and our solution has been, fuck Haaland. Let's just ignore Haaland. You know that Erling Haaland guy there we've got on the pitch? Oh, fuck this guy. Giving him chances? Nah. Playing to his strengths? Nah. Doing anything to help Haaland? Nah. Bringing any scoring threat outside of Haaland? Nah. I'll give Haaland a 6 out of 10. It's not good enough, but he's not the worst player on the pitch. What will this team do against Arsenal? Oh, let's not even talk about that. City will get out-muscled too against Arsenal. I agree. Must starters for the next game. Foden, Reinders and Gustinov. Well, Tijani did start, but if Foden is fit enough, he has to start. Gustinov, I agree with. But we are fake City fans for questioning Pep. Hey. You're being toxic. Toxic and negative, guys. Illegal. Agree, Haaland was decent except his header, which was always poor. I mean, I think he only had one good chance there from a header either, so... Even 10. You can always miss one chance. We ain't winning no trophies. Basically. On that winning trophies, I said after we beat Wolves 4-0, you can't judge of the first 5 games. So if I say that about the games where we win, I have to say that about the games where we lose as well. I have to keep consistent. The first 5 games don't prove that we're good. It also doesn't prove that we're shit. But it shows what your problems are, and you have to fix those problems. Why can we not play like Barca? 3 reasons. There are 3 reasons why we cannot play like Barcelona. Reason number 1. We don't have full backs, we have 1 full back. We don't have backup full backs if Arsenal goes off. We have 1 full back. 1. That is reason number 1. Barcelona rely heavily on their full backs. Can't do that. Reason number 2. We don't play fast defenders. We should, but we don't. Reason number 3. Our midfield just isn't built the way Barcelona's midfield is built. I think you put Rodri there, I think you put Tijani Reinders there, I think you put Cherki there, and then Foden and Bob. I think you get that front 5, I guess, front 6 with Haaland up top. Now you can play like Barcelona. But your defense is still the problem. I think why we can't play like Barcelona is our defense. If you want to start attacking football, number 1 thing you have to do is fix your defense so you don't concede on counters. And we are not doing that. Yeah. Foden do Rafinha role. Bob to be out Jamal, being a bit hopeful there with this one, but I get what you mean. City with 1 win in 5 coming up. To play like Barca, you need to have composure on the ball, which we currently didn't have without Prime Rodri. That's also a thing. Yeah, exactly. You need pace, you need composure, you need all of that. See, Alf, you are getting it. Who's not invited the all new right back and like Nuri? I mean, yes. I've been wanting this for a long time. I'm not just getting it now. I've wanted this for a while. For ages. But yeah, Haaland, 6 out of 10. Just blanket performance here. Aki? I think he played okay. I don't think he was the big problem here on the pitch. I think defensively, we didn't concede a lot from Kudus once he came on. We didn't concede much from Kudus before he came on either. But he wasn't outstanding. He was just average on the pitch, I think. Which sometimes isn't enough. And when you go forwards, he's not contributing either. So, Aki, I'll give a 6 out of 10. Just a blanket 6 out of 10 as well. Just, here you go, Aki. Not the worst, but not good enough either. Silva. What do you do on a pitch? Honest to God, what do you do on a pitch? Just walking around. Hey mate, you wanna chat with me? I'm gonna walk over there with the ball, I'm gonna chat with you. How's the missus? Oh, we're losing 2-0. Calm down. Yeah, we're losing 2-0, but calm down. Talk about your wife. How's your wife? Hey, you can have the ball. Bring it around down the left, I'll pick up the ball again. And then we can chat again, okay? Goes down the left. Well, that's the right, but goes down the left. Picks up the ball again. Comes around again. Brings it back to Diaz. So you're doing anything in the weekend? Bro will do everything except for playing football. Anything except for playing football, bro. Oh, do we hate watching Arsenal? Watching Aki and Lewis joke trying to stop attacks. Leeds. It's Leeds scored. Leeds United. Oh, no, they play later today. Yeah, I'm too ashamed to even hate watch them. People said we are losing because we didn't start with United. It's mad. It was useless. Imagine seeing Silva in the starting 11 next match. I'm losing it. Bro, if the takeaway of this game is that the problem was Bernardo Silva and not that back four, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I will do. But save me God, because nobody else will if I see Bernardo Silva in that fucking starting lineup. If we cannot be coming to the conclusion here, we conceded 2 goals, we had fuck all possession. The problem was Bernardo Silva. We can't come to that conclusion. So yeah, Silva, terrible. Doku. Jeremy Doku. The worst winger I have ever seen for Belgium. Honest to God, I want Adriano Bertaccini to play ahead of you for Belgium. I want De Ketelaere to play ahead of you for Belgium. I want Saalmakers to play ahead of you for Belgium. I want Raskin to play ahead of you for Belgium. There are so many Belgian wingers, Castro Montes, who are better than you. Yet none of them are earning the money you are earning at Man City. You compare Doku to Eze. You see light and day. Eze, intelligent, understands football. Doku, rash, stupid, but he's quick. He's indeed quick, but that's about it. He runs fast, he runs the ball out of play. The amount of times he ran the ball out of play. You know how bad as a footballer you have to be to come off the bench against tired legs as a quick player and still be the worst on the pitch? That's what Doku was today. How are you gonna be the worst on the pitch when you come off the bench against tired legs? I don't get it. This guy is a waste of time. He's a waste of time. He will not get better. He's too stupid. That's the thing. You can't train intelligence. He's stupid. You can't train intelligence. Raheem Sterling, with all his faults, had intelligence about him. You could coach someone who's intelligent. You cannot coach and improve idiots. You just can't. I don't want to talk about this guy. He pisses me off. Proper pisses me off. Pep, if you play Silva, I will pray on your downfall. Successful hate watch. Big up to Richard Verre van der Wallen. What a name. Foden should start ahead of him. Ahead of Doku, yes. You wouldn't want Luke Bakio though. I would put Luke Bakio ahead of Doku. I think Luke Bakio is quite stupid too, to be fair. But Luke Bakio, at the very least, he's disciplined, which Doku isn't. And he can finish. I'll get to that when I'm done here with Rodri and Foden. We'll just go through quickly. Doku fans are dumb, to be honest. His IQ is below par. I'm not gonna call fans stupid. I don't do that. You're not stupid for having opinions, but Doku is a stupid player. Absolutely. Rodri, Foden, I think they both looked great when they came on. I think they gave us control. I think Foden made us more threatening. I'm happy with what I saw from them. Unfortunately, they came on too late and it was a one-man army and they could not turn around the game on their own. That's nothing. That's nothing on their plate. I think they both played well. I'm gonna give both a 7 out of 10. I'll give both a 7 out of 10. Difficult to give more when you lose the game and they didn't get us over the line or anything. But they came on and they at least made us competitive, which we weren't before they came on. 7 out of 10 for both Foden and Rodri. So with that said, my starting lineup, as Abdul asks here of me, for the next game. I don't care. You know what, let's do that lineup builder. That's easier. Starting lineup. Starting 11, I'll just go with. Brighton, right? Brighton City. There you go. Flip blades, I like it this way. And this is what I'll go with. I'll go with a 4-2-3. I don't get why this manager just won't play a 4-2-3. Just play a 4-2-3. Come on, you've got all the players to play one. A 4-2-3-1. Sorry, I mean, Trafford is the best we've got. I don't rate. I mean, he played a poor game. He played one good game, one poor game. Give him a chance, I'd say. Depends on how fit Ait-Nouri is. I'll get Ait-Nouri or O'Reilly here. Depends on the fitness. Completely depends on the fitness. Either Ait-Nouri or O'Reilly. Again, depending on fitness. I'll have... When is Gvardiol back? He's not back yet, is he? So it will have to be Diaz, since Gvardiol is still injured. And then Rusnov next to him. Give some pace there. Get energy into that defense. And then Nunez. Not a great right back, don't get me wrong. But at least he can do something as a right back. At least he can come back a bit, defend a bit. At least he can go forwards and attack pretty well as well. He can do a bit. Especially on a break. He can do something. This is highly dependent on fitness, again. Rodri or... It's either Rodri or Nico G. Completely dependent on fitness levels. So I'm just gonna put this here. And then I'll go... Tijani, I'll go Tijani. How the fuck is his name spelled? This guy needs to get a name. It's all fucking hell to spell this name. Tijani. Sherky. I'll go Sherky. Haaland is undebatable. And you know what I'll actually do? You know what I'll do? I'll actually put Sherky on right wing. I think he's better when he's on the right wing. And Foden here. And then you can have And I want this front three. I want this front three to be behind Haaland. To be very fluid. I want them running through each other. I want Sherky to be going here and Foden here and Bob here and Foden here. You get what I mean? I want fluidity from this three that's playing behind Haaland. And I want Rangers to push up and to go into the box and crash it late when Foden has the ball or when Sherky takes the ball wide or the Bob I want Rangers crashing that box late. And I want Sherky, because I think he's the best scorer here of the slot, to be around Haaland in the box as well. That's what I will do for the lineup. There you go. Sad game we've had. KDB, what's going on? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on at Napoli. Oh, we haven't played yet. Nothing's happened at Napoli yet. Nothing has happened at Napoli. No worries. My defensive midfielder dunking on your head. Same, we will cook if we play that. I agree. I think we're both cooking, but Pep isn't. There you are. Don't go anywhere. Where would I go? I'm at Napoli. I love Naples, bro. I love Naples. Lovely weather all the time. Lovely weather all the time in Naples. Don't you agree? Naples is a beautiful city, don't you think? Big up to Zed. Big up to Zed. But you know our manager, this terrorist, Pep Ben. Subscribe to Alf, get him to 1.1k. That's a pinned comment. Stop taking the piss now. You can stop taking the piss now. Big up, bro. Yeah, big up. Sad days, though. I've been live for 3 hours now. I'm pretty sad now. I'm suffering from a depression. So, you know what I think the solution is to depression? It's redirecting this stream to Steve. Big up to Strasbourg Steve. I'll go on his channel another time, sometime. But I'm done for today. I'm really done for today. Thank you, by the way. Big up to Ahmed. Thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Pep out, as always. I'm gonna piss off some people with that. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.